speaking of sexy, our next guest gives all of that and more when she takes the screen. I'm lucky enough to count her among my leading ladies and my friend, the fabulous Virginia Madsen.
Now, what does the future hold for Jan? What does Jan want? Sugar? Milk?
Bring the strobe closer. Yes.
Well, I guess I want to do what you do.
Flattery.
Oh, I love your work. I hope to have the opportunity to be brave the way you've been.
Brave. You know, there's scars all over my body. That's how you get to where the hell I am. You bleed. Profusely and often. Do you have a lot of blood to give, Jan?
That's a first.
Really?
Asking me for my blood? How vampiric.
Be brave, Jan. Give often. Give freely. Give red. So, what do you think you know about me?
Oh, mainly from studying your work and reading.
I'm not nice. I mean, it's not that I don't want to be nice. I've tried it a few times, but it doesn't work. And you know why? Because I'm not nice. I'm effective. As a matter of fact, whenever I've tried to be nice, I end up being less effective. And the select few who like me because I get things done. Because I'm effective. I'm paid to be that way. Not paid to be sweet. You seem sweet. Are you sweet, Jan?
Well, I hope I'm effective, too.
I asked you a question.
No, I'm not sweet.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get along.
It's so great to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm so glad to be here.
Now
Congratulations on the new
thank
show.
you. This is so much fun, and thank you for being our first live guest.
It's very
I
exciting.
know you've been a really busy girl.
I'm nervous because it's live.
Now you have a new film coming out, The Magic of Belle Isle with Morgan Freeman, and a new series that's just premiered on YouTube. We just saw a clip from. What can you tell me about?
Well, if you go to Wigs, there's actually like 6 or 7 different series, and mine's called Jan. Every series is the name of a woman and her story. And it was a really, really fun experience. And the first 5 episodes of Jan are up right now.
Now, was it shot like a series, or was it that
Well,
they treated it a little different? This was John Avnet, right?
John Avnet produced this and wrote it, and along with Rodrigo Garcia, and a whole bunch of different directors and Academy Award-winning cinematographers. But the difference between ours as opposed to like webisodes and things that they were doing earlier is we shot every single one like a movie.
Wow.
And, you know, we had dressing rooms in the studio instead of big trailers. You know, we kind of did it on a shoestring, but with high production value. And then they split them up into sort of YouTube 5 to 8 minute segments on YouTube.
Well, this is very exciting because it's part of this whole trend of creating content directly for YouTube. So now, speaking of content, you've created a lot of characters in films, as varied as
Indeed
Dune.
I have, Luke, indeed I have.
There was Dune,
And you
there was
helped me
Candyman,
create.
oh, Sideways.
Oh, they're Sideways, yes.
Right?
And that necklace, I'm still mad at that costume designer because she wouldn't give me Maya's necklace.
I'm sorry. I know, well, you know, we
Aggravating.
tend to be an intractable group, and we need to be. But you've done television as well. You did Monk, and then the series that we did together.
Oh yeah, Scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
Oh, I had the best time. And my kids, they're all working.
They are all working.
Yeah,
All
everyone's
the kids are
working, and they're still my kids. And we had a great time, though, you and I.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Except for that I was temperamental and bitchy about the orange dress.
Yeah, but then you
Remember, I
admitted,
was very
that I was
unsure.
right. You were unsure about it, but you admitted that I was right
I did.
in front of a restaurant of people.
Yes.
So that was a wonderful. That was a wonderful moment for me.
Well, I just thought that the idea, like I couldn't get my head around the idea. It was presented like everyone's gonna wear orange and you're gonna be in like, we have a jail number. And I was like, what?
I know, but then I told you the real way, which
Yes.
was taking the orange jumpsuit idea and turning it into a Vanity Fair shoot and
Yeah.
recreating dresses from
Thank
couture.
God it was you that did that, because otherwise we would have been in scary orange jumpsuits and like me trying to be sexy with
There is
the orange
no
jumpsuit.
amount of belting and accessories that's going to make that look pretty.
No, and this is what you ended up with.
This
It was
is so much fun.
fantastic,
So
and
much fun.
everyone looking beautiful, and I was wrong.
Well,
you were right.
You're very gracious. Now, is there a standout role? Alana, do we have a question?
In that everyone online here is saying, oh my God, you look so gorgeous, Virginia, look at you. But they actually have a question as well. Was there a costume that was difficult to wear? They know that the necklace you wanted, but was there a costume that made it hard to be your character?
Well, besides when I just have to wear, like, pasties when I'm doing a love scene, that's difficult. I'd rather just go without them. I mean, that's uncomfortable.
Oh, natural.
But I think if I have to wear, depends on if I have to wear like corset or, you know, I did a movie where I was playing a Southern belle and I could never sit down, and that was hard. Like, and so I had them make me a bar stool instead of a cast chair because I had a hoop skirt and a very tight corset from here to here, and so then they would just put the stool up underneath me, and I got that from Dune, my very first movie.
So Bob, the costumes that Bob Ringwood did for you for Dune, which were spectacular.
Yeah.
Right, there was a lot of costume.
That was a lot of costume.
So when you couldn't sit down.
I couldn't sit down. It was again, it was very Elizabethan, and it was kind of like a suit of armor. I mean, it was a very tight corset, lots and lots of, and miles and miles and miles of fabric. One costume had sort of like a collar, and again, I couldn't sit down, so that's where they gave me just this sort of tall bar stool thing. Right. So I was actually standing there, but I wasn't really standing there. I was actually sitting.
So someone was on bar stool duty to make sure that.
Yes,
yeah.
And because the costume weighed about 50 pounds.
Yeah.
One of them did. One of
Which
them
is
weighed
almost as
50.
much as somebody has to wear when they go to Desert Storm or Iraq.
Yeah, it was
now,
done.
So it's clear to me that you know how to create impact for the camera. Now, is there one role over another or one costume over another that you felt really helped you create that character or create that impact on the screen?
Well, that's the wonderful thing about when Luke and I work in tandem. You know, when you work with a costume designer, because I never really want to call him a wardrobe designer because I feel like he makes beautiful costumes, is that he helps me to create my character from the ground up. And then, because I sort of metabolize my characters, you know, I take them in, but that's how I begin building a character is with Luke.
Yeah, a lot of actors tell me that they find the character in the fitting room.
It is. That's I do too, because what you're wearing, and this is kind of I think what you're saying on the show is what you're wearing affects how you move, how restricted or not you are, how I can't believe I talked about pasties.
You
why?
did. You know,
Why?
you noticed I didn't go into it. I
like
let
that
it
you
slide.
I know, you know.
I did it.
You know,
But you know everybody's going to be doing
happen.
a search now. Virginia Madsen plus pasties.
You won't
Pages
see them.
of images
you
are
won't
coming
see
out.
them. Although they will see the corset you made. You made me that gorgeous
That
green corset.
corset's pretty spectacular.
And I had fishnets, and of course at my age, it's kind of when I was much younger and I had to wear sort of skimpy outfits or revealing things, I was very embarrassed. And now I like walked around the set I was like, do I need a robe? No, of course I don't need a robe.
You were like, yeah, I just want to know. I don't need a robe.
I'm
It's
going to walk over to
fine.
craft
I'm going to
service
shake
now.
a little so the fringe goes.
Yeah, I walked right past the crew with my fishnets on, and I felt
Now,
so sexy.
Other than fringe, is there?
But
is
I'm
there,
sorry.
Yeah.
As I was saying, when you build a character, as you are building your wardrobe in real life, you know, you want to feel like you should in any situation, whether it's a date or going to the office, going to an interview. You know, you have to make sure that what you're wearing creates that character that you'll need for whatever's necessary at the time.
It's dressing for the scene.
Yes.
Now, is there one kind of secret that you've taken away from all your work that you'd like to impart with our viewers about one kind of secret about what they should do, or?
I think a lot of women and men don't tailor their clothes anymore.
Oh, do you mean alterations?
And for alterations, and I think a very easy way to do that is to go to any dry cleaner and fix the arms. Fix the arms on your clothes.
Let's talk about what that is, because fixing the arms is, you're going to see what that is. This is the magic alteration that will instantly make your waist look smaller.
And this is also, I think, for women of abundance, that a lot of times they'll buy clothes and it will just be like a tent.
Right.
You know, or even, you know, for me when I'm going to buy a jacket.
So stand up, let's try this out. And Danny, thank you. We're going to show you what this is.
So this is an average jacket, right? That we,
Right, this is just an off-the-rack jacket. Do you have a
So it looks kind of
bulldog
like-
clip? Thank you.
you know.
You know, sort of. Now this is a relatively fitted jacket, but you know when
Thinking,
you're
okay,
fitting
this
the
fits
waist,
nice.
right? There's only so much more fitting you can do. But what you want to do is, yeah, you're absolutely correct. You want to stand right there. You want to create more air in between your waist and your arms.
If you turn to the side, you can see how sort of big that looks,
Right.
you know.
So if you take this like this, skinny it down, you can see how much more light is coming through the back. Right at the elbow, you make it skinny.
And we always do this.
We always do this. I
Always
do this with every single jacket before it goes on camera. You've made your waist look like 2 inches smaller by
See,
doing
because
this.
you've got, just even if you put the arms even, you see how much better
Yep.
this one looks.
Right?
I mean, that's why when you see like girls walking on the red carpet, everyone always does this now
Right.
to give some air between here,
I
make
do
your
it,
waist
but it
look
doesn't
smaller
work so
and your
much for
arms
me.
look thinner.
Well, it does work how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, look,
See,
I could,
you learn something new every day.
every day. I could spend all day with you, and thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope you come
What a
back
blast.
again.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
But I can see by the frantic waving of the arms behind the camera that we're out of time. So, before we go, tell me how we can keep up with you.
Oh, well, you can watch Jan. Magic of Belle Isle opens on the 6th, and you can follow me on Twitter.
Magic of Belle Isle is your movie with Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
That's opening June 6th. Great.
No,
Okay.
sorry, July 6th.
July 6th, okay.
Bad
Sorry.
spokesperson.
Sorry.
And I'm Madly V on Twitter.
Twitter and at Madly V. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Madonna.